With several missing women, 4 sets of human remains discovered along a beach, this case takes a haunting turn when a seemingly ordinary New York architect becomes the main suspect. Unravel the mystery of how pizza crust in a pickup truck led to the arrest of today's main suspect, accused of brutally ending the lives of 4 young women, all believed to be sex workers. Join me for another chilling episode as we delve into the Gilgo Beach Murders. Hey guys, I'm Jordan and thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Murder in My Bedroom. If you are new, welcome. It would mean a lot if you subscribed. Last week, we wrapped our Texas Trend series where we covered 3 cases, all located in Texas, back to back. And if you haven't yet, be sure to check it out. I just want to say thank you for 100 subscribers over on YouTube. It means so much to me that you guys care and tune in. My best friends actually surprised me with a cake and I tried not to cry. Like, I don't get surprises often, so when I am surprised, I'm like, yeah, thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I snapped a photo of the cake and posted it over on Instagram and I'll insert it here. Obviously, I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. And for the audio listeners, it's just a square cake. I don't know how to describe cakes. It was a regular square sheet cake and it had white icing and red text that said happy 100 subs. Thank you to my best friends Michelle and Gab for that. It means a lot. So much more to come and I'm so grateful. Thank you. As a thank you, I thought it would be fitting to cover our first serial murder case. Now I know what you're thinking. Jordan, didn't we already cover... Me can't remember my own script. And I know what you're thinking. Jordan, didn't you already cover 2 double murder? And I know what you're thinking. Jordan, didn't we already cover 2 double murder cases? Which is true, those are technically serial murders, but they were done in the same event. According to the FBI, a serial murder is defined as the unlawful killing of 2 or more victims by the same offender or offenders in separate events, which this case falls under. Anyways, let me stop rambling and let's hop right into today's case. But before I continue, I do want us to remember that these women are victims and we need to be respectful of that. Wait a second. I just want to say that I filmed this episode while live streaming live on TikTok and I was very overstimulated. I think you can tell in the episode. So I just figured I'd hop in here and just let you guys know. The chilling saga of the Gilgo Beach Murders began in July 2007 when brainard-barnes, a resident of Norwich, Connecticut, vanished without a trace. She was last seen in New York City, but the clues of her disappearance lay in the interactions between her phone and a mysterious burner phone from July 6th to July 9th. The eerie trail led investigators to Midtown Manhattan near the 59th Street Bridge on July 9th, 2007, where brainard-barnes' phone was last traced around 11:56 p.m. The mystery deepened 3 days after her disappearance when 2 outbound calls were made from her phone near the Long Island Expressway in Islandia, New York, to check her voicemail. 2 years later, in early July 2009, Melissa Barthelme's life intersected with the same sinister force. Just like brainard-barnes, she too received a series of calls from a burner phone before her disappearance. On July 10th, 2009, she was last seen in New York City. Investigators traced her phone and the burner phone to Massapequa Park and Midtown Manhattan. On July 11th, 2009, around 1:49 a.m., her phone made an outbound call to check her voicemail in Freeport and 2 more on July 12th, 2009, in Babylon, New York. During July and August of 2009, a man called Melissa's family from her phone on multiple occasions. Specifically, July 17th, July 23rd, August 5th, August 19th, and August 26th. In a horrifying conversation with one of the relatives, the man confessed to killing and sexually assaulting Melissa. The phone calls were traced back to the haunting backdrop of Midtown Manhattan. On June 5th, 2010, Megan Waterman fell victim to the same dark force when she was contacted by a newly activated burner phone. Her last known whereabouts were captured on surveillance video as she left a Holiday Inn in Hauppauge on June 6, 2010. Her phone signal led investigators to Massapequa Park. And I know I'm saying that completely wrong. Amber Costello was the fourth victim, contacted by a burner phone on September 1st, 2010, around 11:33 p.m. and 11:34 p.m. Tracing the phone's location revealed its presence near West Amityville and Massapequa Park, before reaching Costello's home in West Babylon. Chilling witness accounts described a man who was pretending to be Costello's boyfriend. He pretended to be outraged after Costello received the money from the client, and then the client left the home. A witness told officials the client said he was just a friend and to tell her I'll give her a call as he walked out the door. The client was described as a large white male, approximately 6'4" to 6'6" in height, in his mid-40s with dark bushy hair and a big oval style 1970s type eyeglasses. A witness said the client drove a first-generation Chevrolet Avalanche which was parked in the driveway. At around 1:18 a.m., Costello received a text message from the burner phone which said, "That was not nice, so do I get credit for next time?" According to a witness, Costello was contacted by the same client later that day. Amber told us that he wanted to see her again, but he didn't want to come back to her house because of her boyfriend, the witness said. Between 9:30 p.m. and 11:17 p.m., Costello was contacted by the burner phone 4 times that night, with calls being traced back to Midtown Manhattan, the Massapequa Park, and then West Babylon. Costello was last seen leaving her home on September 2nd, 2010, with a dark-colored truck passing by shortly after, heading her same direction. She left her phone behind. I just want to let you guys know, due to the outfit change, it's the next morning. December 2010 brought a horrifying revelation when human remains were found along a Gilgo Beach roadway. On December 11th, 2010, Officer John Malia's K9 partner Blue discovered the remains of Melissa Bartholomew, leading to the discovery of 3 other women's remains: Amber Costello, Megan Waterman, and Maureen Brainard-Barnes on December 13th, all wrapped in burlap and placed within 500 feet from one another, buried in the marsh on Gilgo Beach. A forensics examination revealed a female's hair on 3 of the victims and a male's hair on 1. The hair was unsuitable for further DNA analysis at that time by the Suffolk County Crime Laboratory. Around this time, police were actively searching for 24-year-old Shannon Gilbert, a sex worker from New Jersey who vanished in 2010 after leaving a client's house in Oak Bench. Although it was the search for Gilbert's body that led to the discovery of the others, police don't believe her case was linked and suspected she got lost in the marshland and either died of exposure or accidentally drowned. In March 2011, 2 months after police identified the remains of Costello, Waterman, Brainard-Barnes, and Bartholomew, the remains of 6 more bodies were discovered along the beach. 4 of those remains were women, 1 was a female toddler, and 1 was an Asian male wearing women's clothing. 2 sets of the remains were later linked to the dismembered torsos of women first discovered 40 miles away in Manorville. Gilbert's remains were finally discovered in December 2011. 9 years later, on July 31st, 2020, a DNA profile was generated for the male hair found on one of the victims' remains, indicating the presence of a male in mitochondrial halo group V7A. And before we go any further, I am not well versed at all in these DNA terms. I just figured I should include this for anyone who wanted to know. In March 2022, detectives identified Rex Heuermann as a suspect in Amber Costello's murder. He was linked to the first-generation Chevrolet Avalanche, which was registered in his name, seen at the scene in 2010. This discovery led them to investigate Heuermann's cell phone records and other items. Investigators found significant evidence linking Heuermann to the burner phones used in the crimes. Heuermann used his American Express card in the same area where he used the burner phone to contact the victims. Heuermann also made calls from the same locations where he checked voicemails and called Bartholomew's family. Significantly, investigators could find no instance where Heuermann was in a separate location from these other cell phones when such a communication event occurred. His American Express records revealed recurring Google Pay payments made to Tinder, where he went by the name Andy and had connections to one of the burner phone numbers. The burner phone was linked to an email account. The account was created on January 15th, 2011. A search warrant warrant on the email account revealed selfie photos that appear to have been taken by Rex himself. Further examination of the burner phone account revealed thousands of disturbing searches related to sex workers, torture-related pornography, child pornography, and known serial killers. The email account was also used to search information regarding the disappearances and murders of brainard-barnes, Bartholomew, Waterman, Costello, including a number of podcasts and documentaries about the investigations and articles concerning the task force investigation on the murders. In July 2022, forensic scientists determined that the female hairs found on the victims brainard-barnes, Waterman, and Costello all belonged to a female in the mitochondrial halo group K1C2. On January 26, 2023, a surveillance team recovered a pizza box belonging to Heuermann from a garbage can in Manhattan. The pizza box was sent to Suffolk County Crime Laboratory for analysis, where a swab was taken from the leftover pizza crust. On March 23, 2023, the County Crime Laboratory sent a swab from the pizza crust to another forensic laboratory. On June 12, 2023, the forensic laboratory determined that the male hair found on one of the victims and the swab from the pizza crust had the same mitochondrial DNA profiles. On July 13, 2023, Rex Heuermann was arrested and charged with first-degree murder in connection with 3 of the Gilgo Beach murders: Amber Costello, 27, Melissa Bartholomew, 24, and Megan Waterman, 22. He is also a suspect in the murder of 25-year-old Marine brainard-barnes. His home and other locations were searched, revealing over 200 firearms and other items of interest, including permits for 92 guns. His wife filed for divorce just 1 week after his arrest. Her lawyer issued a press release stating that she and her children are enduring a profound and indescribable catastrophe. Police Commissioner Rodney Harrison has since told CNN that he didn't believe that the suspect's family knew about this double life that Mr. Heuermann was living.
A man arrested and charged in the Gilgo Beach murders. Tonight, the stunning details on the suspect, and we talk with the former Suffolk County Police Commissioner about the case that went cold for more than a decade.
Rex Heuermann is a demon that walks among us, a predator that ruined families.
Rex is currently being held in custody without bail while investigators build their case against him. He entered a not guilty plea through his attorney, and his next court date is currently scheduled for August 1st. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Murder in My Bedroom. Today's sources are USA Today, Mercury News, FBI.gov, and People.com. All sources linked below. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed this episode and follow Murder in My Bedroom on all social media. Let me know down below if you finish your pizza crust. I know a handful of people that don't, and personally I do, and I don't have nothing against it. I'm just a little curious, maybe if Heuermann finished his pizza crust, maybe he wouldn't be in the situation he's in today. Who knows? That concludes today's episode, and I'll see you guys next week. As always, special thanks to Feslian Studios for the royalty-free soundtracks. You can listen to Murder in My Bedroom in the car, on the treadmill, or even in the shower. Be sure to check out Murder in My Bedroom on Spotify Podcast, Apple Podcast, or any other podcast platforms you may listen on. Please subject case requests to murderinmybedroompodcast@gmail.com, or if you want to just voice down your opinions in below. Or if you just want to just voice your opinions down below or any case requests, just let me know how you're feeling. So yeah, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for 100 subscribers on YouTube, and thanks for everything. This is probably gonna be up late, like at 3:30 upload for me. So 12:30 for the Californians.